Okay, picture this. It's 3 a.m., you are fast asleep, and bam, your phone buzzes. Urgent security alert. You check it. Heart instantly just pounding, right? And the screen confirms your worst fear, your business email. Compromised. And it's spamming suspicious, probably malicious messages to your entire client list.
Okay.
Deep breath. What's your very first move?
Instinctively.
Yeah, that moment, that adrenaline spike, the sheer panic. That's exactly what the Substack digs into. It draws this really clear line between, well, two kinds of responses.
Okay.
On one hand, you've got someone guessing, scrambling, maybe trying to remember who did their IT setup 3 years back, or worse, posting this frantic help me message on LinkedIn or something.
Yeah.
And then there's the other person, maybe not perfectly calm, but focused, because they know exactly where to grab a simple written incident response plan, like a basic checklist they prepared, and they just follow step one.
And that contrast, that's what we're diving into today, right? It's the scrambling chaos versus calm execution.
Yeah, our mission here is basically a shortcut. We want to show you how to take this big idea, cybersecurity incident response, and boil it down into something simple, written down, totally critical. A game plan.
And we're really not talking about some huge 100-page corporate document that needs a whole team just to understand it.
No.
Think of it more like having those emergency contact numbers stuck on your fridge. You know, the digital version for digital emergencies. Simple, accessible.
Exactly. It's that basic what-if plan.
You really hope you never need it, obviously. But when disaster strikes, maybe it's a hack, could be ransomware, maybe you're just locked out of everything. You absolutely don't want to be making critical high-stakes decisions when you're stressed out, exhausted, running purely on instinct.
Right, because your brain just isn't working properly then.
It literally isn't. Stress shuts down the logical part, the prefrontal cortex. So this checklist, it's basically like outsourcing your logical thinking for that crisis moment. It lets you act, not just react.
Okay, this is where the analysis in the Substack gets really practical. It laid out this powerful comparison. The person improvising versus the person with a roadmap. And the outcomes, just night and day different. Let's call this the tale of two crises.
Good framing.
Yeah.
So let's start with a small business scenario. The Substack called it the weekend hack. Imagine you run, say, a boutique law firm or maybe a reputable medical practice, high-end design agency, something where reputation is everything.
Okay, got it.
Saturday morning, your website gets hijacked. And not just like defaced with graffiti. No, it's actively redirecting every single visitor to some shady gambling site or maybe even a malware download page.
Oh, that's bad, really bad. Your professional reputation is instantly on the line.
Severely jeopardized. Now, without a plan, that weekend descends into pure chaos.
Yeah.
You're frantically calling your web designer. Maybe they're freelance. Maybe they're on vacation. You're calling the hosting company's main line, your tech-savvy cousin.
Anyone you can think of.
Right. And it's Saturday morning. Good luck getting anyone immediately on those standard numbers. You spend hours on hold, totally unsure. Should I take the site down? How do I even do that? Should I email clients? Wait for someone official.
Meanwhile, the clock is ticking and the damage spreads.
Exactly. By Monday morning, it's too late. Screenshots of your compromised professional site are maybe circulating in local business groups on Facebook or WhatsApp. It's a PR nightmare piled on top of the technical disaster.
Okay, awful scenario. Now paint the picture with the plan.
Okay, same situation, but you have that simple documented IR plan. And crucially, it's stored somewhere safe, maybe offline, maybe in a secure cloud vault you can access from anywhere. You open the checklist. Step 1. Immediately take the website offline using the documented emergency console access you prepared.
Okay, stop the bleeding.
Precisely. Step 2. Call the hosting company's emergency 247 number, the one you researched and wrote down in the plan, not the general help desk number. Step 3. Send a brief, maybe pre-approved message to key clients. Something like, we've proactively identified a temporary technical issue, we're addressing it, no client data was involved, we'll update soon. Professional, reassuring.
So you control the narrative.
You control the narrative. Step 4. Contact your web designer. Using the backup method you documented, maybe their personal cell or an emergency email.
And the result?
Stabilization. Often, the site is back up, cleaned, and secured by Sunday afternoon. And just as importantly, your clients actually appreciate the professional, proactive handling. You've turned a potential catastrophe into a managed incident, all because you followed a script.
That's incredibly compelling. And it's not just for businesses, is it? The Substack had a personal scenario, too.
Right. The locked out nightmare. This can happen to absolutely anyone. You wake up one morning, try to check your email. Nope. Banking app. Locked. Social media. Inaccessible, maybe it's phishing, maybe a credential stuffing attack, maybe just a weird technical glitch.
Oh. And without a plan?
Pure panic mode. You're racking your brain. What was the name of my first pet's favorite chew toy? Trying to answer security questions from 2018?
Yeah, impossible.
Start Googling customer service numbers, which
Yeah.
is actually dangerous. You might land on a scammer's fake support line. It could genuinely take 3-4 days of constant stress, phone calls, maybe even visiting a bank branch in person, just to get back into your own digital life.
3 days without access to email or banking, that's crippling.
That's the real cost of having to improvise when everything's locked down, that period of helplessness.
Yeah, I totally get this. The Substack mentioned learning this the hard way, and I had a similar experience. My phone just completely died while I was traveling overseas, bricked,
Oh, no.
and everything was on it. MFA backup codes, international banking contacts, flight details, all stored locally like an idiot. That trip became a masterclass in why you need critical info stored somewhere else entirely, securely, offline.
That is such a critical lesson. And what's interesting from the Substack's analysis is that creating this safety net, this external document, it doesn't have to be some massive, daunting project.
Right, they called it the 20-minute mission.
Exactly. The goal is like 80% effectiveness in maybe 20, 30 minutes. Because having something written down, tested even once, is infinitely better than starting from zero in a crisis.
Okay, so let's get practical. The how. If we're building this plan in 20 minutes, where does this critical info actually go? I mean, if I write down all my admin passwords or recovery keys in one place, isn't that creating a huge target, a single point of failure?
That's the absolute #1 concern, and you're right to raise it.
Yeah.
Security pros stress this. The plan itself must be protected. You can't just jot passwords on a sticky note under your keyboard.
Right, obviously.
The best practice. Store the sensitive parts, the access info, recovery codes, passwords, in a highly secure, probably encrypted digital vault. Think a reputable password manager that you trust. Or maybe an encrypted file stored on a separate USB drive that you keep physically locked away.
Somewhere you can get to, even if your main computer is unusable or your network is down.
That's the crucial distinction. The plan has to be accessible when your normal digital life is cut off.
Okay.
So what goes in it? For small business owners, the analysis suggested 4 core parts for that simple document.
Okay, part 1.
Key contacts. And be specific. Names, direct lines, email addresses for your IT support, your hosting company's emergency support, your bank's fraud department, maybe your cyber liability insurance broker, not just the generic 1-800 numbers.
Got it, part 2.
Emergency access information. This is the sensitive bit, needs top security. Securely store critical admin passwords, website backend, primary email server, maybe your main database or CRM. And just as critical, account recovery details, backup email addresses, those MFA backup codes for key personnel, the stuff that gets you back in.
Okay, 3.
A communication plan. This gets missed so often in the heat of the moment. Have a basic pre-approved script or template for how you communicate a breach or outage. Who notifies clients? Who talks to vendors? Who informs employees? Assign those rules before anything happens. No improvising public statements under pressure.
Makes sense. And 4.
Basic steps for common incidents. Like we discussed the website hack, but what about, say, a suspected data breach? Or if a key employee's email gets compromised? Have a simple checklist ready. Step A, change password immediately. Step B, force sign out on all devices. Step C, scan systems for malware. Just having those basic steps documented saves precious minutes and reduces errors. Now that's for businesses. But for everyone, for your personal digital life, the checklist is simpler, but honestly just as vital.
Okay, what does the personal list look like, starting with number 1?
Important account recovery information. List your backup, non-primary email addresses linked to your main accounts. If your main Gmail gets locked, you need that recovery email address ready. Also, list the legitimate, verified customer service numbers for critical services. Apple, Google, your bank, your phone carrier. Don't rely on Googling them in a panic.
Good point. 2.
Clear, simple steps on how to secure accounts if you think they are compromised. What's the sequence? Change password first. Enable MFA if it wasn't already. Check email for suspicious forwarding rules. If you've documented security question answers again securely, maybe in that password manager you won't be stuck trying to remember your childhood street name from 20 years ago.
Yeah, okay. 3.
Key contacts for financial emergencies. This means the dedicated fraud line numbers for your bank, all your credit card companies, and critically, your mobile phone carrier. Remember, SIM swapping, where someone steals your phone number, is a huge threat. It bypasses a lot of security. You need to know exactly who to call instantly to freeze that line.
Crucial. And the last one? 4.
Just a simple note on where you keep really important documents: birth certificates, passports, insurance policies, digital backup drives, physical copies of key contracts. Where are they? Both the digital versions and any physical copies. When you're locked out of your digital world, you need a map back to your physical safety net, your core documents. It's about knowing where your essentials are when you're most vulnerable.
Okay, so putting this all together, we circle back to that core idea from the Substack, right? This plan isn't really about being paranoid. It's about taking potential overwhelming chaos
Wow.
and turning it into a manageable linear checklist. Step 1, step 2, step 3.
Exactly that. And connecting it to the bigger picture. When you're stressed, tired, running on fumes, you just can't make good, complex decisions from scratch. It's not possible. The real value here is that the plan lets you focus all your energy on executing the solutions, moving through the crisis logically. Instead of wasting time figuring out what the solutions should even be, you're doing digital triage, essentially.
I really like that phrase, digital triage. So this plan, it's like your insurance policy for digital disasters. And the Substack made a good point. No plan will ever be perfect. Threats change constantly.
They do.
But just having that written starting point stored securely, easily accessible when you need it most, that's infinitely better than having absolutely nothing when you're under extreme pressure.
Absolutely. And this specific action, actually creating your written plan, this IR-8 step, the Substack focused on, it's really a cornerstone in a broader security approach.
Ah, right. They mentioned it builds on other things.
Yeah, the Substack highlighted this as part of a core trio for security prep. It builds directly on knowing the immediate actions to take in a crisis, that was IR-4 apparently, and also on spotting problems early, which was IR-5. By documenting what you will do, you're basically maximizing the value of knowing when to act and how to spot the issue in the first place. It ties it all together into practical action.
So we've taken what can feel like really complex security concepts and hopefully distilled them down into something you can actually tackle in like less than half an hour.
That's the goal.
And the potential benefit, avoiding days of chaos, protecting your reputation, your finances, it just massively outweighs that small investment of time up front, doesn't it?
Without a doubt. It's one of the highest ROI activities you can do for your digital safety. And, if you're thinking about what comes next, how to build out this toolkit even further, the Substack actually teases the next logical step.
Oh, yeah?
Incident reporting. They flag that as IR-6. It covers who you actually need to notify when something bad happens. Internal teams, clients, regulators maybe, and why getting that notification right, legally and strategically, is often much more critical than people realize. It's the next piece of the puzzle after you've stabilized the immediate situation.
Interesting. Something to think about for sure. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We genuinely hope you take those 20 minutes maybe today to build that plan and secure your future sanity.
Thanks for having me. It's crucial stuff.